Okay, I'll start recording. So, um, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to introduce you to whiteboard.chat. I'll demonstrate some of the features that we have. Whiteboard.chat is a free platform, right? We don't charge any money for it. Um, sorry, somebody, let me mute.
So yes,
Okay, I muted everybody. So yeah, it's a free platform. I'll demonstrate the features of the platform. I'll invite you to experience it live with me, and we can do question and answers at any time. We're a small group, so anytime you have questions, please feel free to stop me. Right? Whiteboard.chat primarily fits in the virtual class ecosystem in the engagement and observability space. It works really well with remote communication tools like Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, where what we're using, and it works really well with LMSs as well, right? And this is where this is a marquee feature of the platform. It allows you to see each and every observe each and every child as they're working through their assignment in real time, right? You can it's almost like you're walking around the classroom, but you're actually on watching each and every child, not just one child or a small group of children. You can see everybody's work at the same time, and teachers have told us this has increased engagement. Even when the kids were in person, they were not as engaged because now they know that the teacher is always watching them and they can see what they're doing at any given time, right? It's a fairly new platform. We started in August of last year, and it's growing exponentially. It's up to, I think, about 50,000 users per day. It's used worldwide. The only country that doesn't use it so far is Iceland. I don't know why they don't like whiteboard.chat, but that's the only country that doesn't use it. And it's this platform is completely based on feedback. So it's designed by teachers. Vivian has given us a lot of input. I will show you some of the features that she helped design on the platform as well, right? And it's completely, we have a Facebook group where we have about 2,500 teachers from around the world. They all interact with us. They tell us what we should work on, what we shouldn't work on, how should we do things, right? It's very cool. So if you like the platform, I would invite you to join that group or follow us on Instagram or Twitter. We have a YouTube channel as well where I'll post this video too. So you can go back and watch it at any time. We have about 40, 50 videos there as well. And you can always reach us by email. So here is the um, so whiteboard.chat is a browser-based platform. So it works on any device. It works on iPads. It works on Chromebooks. It works on PCs. And our privacy policy is here. Student privacy is super important to us. So you can read that if you want to read about it, our terms and conditions as well. And whiteboard.chat works in two ways. One is like a regular whiteboard, which is a collaboration board, just like you would have with Zoom, you would have with Jamboard, right? Where everybody ends up on the same board, but they can delete each other's work, they can write over each other's work, they can delete the teacher's work. But what we are going to talk about is this teaching mode, where you can create, assign, and live teach individual student boards, right? So I'll start here. So nobody needs an account to use whiteboard.chat, right? The students never need an account. The teacher needs an account if they need to save their work, but otherwise they don't. So you get in here, you can start drawing, you can start typing anywhere with the keyboard. Just place your mouse somewhere and start typing. You don't need to put any input boxes, none of that stuff. Right, you can go to the bottom right here, you can change colors. So if you want to change it to a different color, right, you see the whole interface changes colors. Some teachers love it, some hate it, but you have a setting where you can change that too, right? You can increase the size of the brush, so you can make it a thicker brush by here, right? You make it a dotted line. You can make the brush opaque, so you can use it like a highlighter as well if you want to, right? And then you can change the font from here as well. So you can make the font bigger, right? Or smaller, depending on what you want, or change the font itself to a different font too. Right? So if you want, this is a little bit playful font like a real whiteboard, but if you want something more formal, you can use that too, right? And this is the way on the left hand side we have the toolbar, and this is the way how most teachers use it. So they upload a PDF file. So whether it's a PDF from a Google presentation or a worksheet, right? So I'll do that first. So I can upload like a multi-page PDF, right? So I have a PDF that has 3 pages. So I'll just upload it into whiteboard.chat. What whiteboard.chat does is for each page in the PDF, it creates a page on the board. So it creates page number 1, right? There's page number 2, right? And then there's page number 3, right? And now you can start writing right on top of it. You can type on it, you can annotate the PDF, you can start doing the work automatically, right? And once you're prepared for the lesson, you can invite students. So it's very easy. You just click this invite button, right? You copy this link. So most teachers copy this link and they put it in their classroom, in their Google Classroom or wherever else the students need to go. They just put this link there, right? Now I'll open another window on the side so you can see the student experience as well. Right, the student joins, they just click the link, they will join. Right, they'll be asked for the name if they have never used whiteboard.chat before, so they can give any name, and they are into the board, right? And they can start.
Excuse me. Normally, I ask my students to log into their Google account, so we can see their Google accounts from the school account, so that I can see who is logging in for what I'm doing it for my class.
Okay, yeah, you can set this up so that you can do logged in users only. So they are forced to log in using their Google account, right? So that you know exactly who the person is, right? You can set that up too. But this is the good part, right? That students get a copy of this whole thing, the sheet that you uploaded, and they can start using it right away, right? They can start writing on it, they can start typing on it, right? And you as a teacher, this is the cool part. You can observe the whole class live, right? So you can change the size of the grid. You can see whatever the student is doing, I can watch live, right? If they're on page 2, it's like a camera on top of the kid's shoulder. You can watch them as they're working on their PDF, right? Or their lesson as they're going through the lesson. You can watch them. You can join them one-on-one. You can go to their board on one-on-one basis. You can say, yeah, you did a good job, right? You can give them a sticker. We have about 1,500 different objects here. I'll show you how you can add objects. You can give them a sticker. You say, oh, you did a good job, right? And
this is what I want.
Right. So, and then you can create your own stickers. I'll show you. You can put your bit emojis there. You can put your stickers there. Whatever else you want, you can put into the platform. Right. So it's super useful. You can watch the kids as they go through their work, as they do their work, and all of that stuff. Right. So this is the basic stuff. Most teachers just use it this much, right? But students have more and more abilities. We have like about 150 different features. I'll show you one that Vivian helped us design, right? Which is a stoplight. So you can say, look, you can open the tools, right? You can put a student signal here where it's a stoplight, right? And what the student can do is that if they understand what you're doing, they can say, yeah, everything is green. And you can watch them. You can watch the whole class. If you can have up to 100 students, right? You can watch them. Hey, this student is understanding what I'm saying, or they need some help, or they are not understanding what you're doing, right? They can put the stoplight on the student board. The student can raise their hand as well, say, hey, I finished my work, or I need help, right? And teacher gets a notification, and the teacher can just click this notification, and it will take them to that board where the student needs help as well. So you can work with them on a one-on-one basis, right? There are, I'll show you some of the other tools too. Like I said, there are hundreds of tools. So we have so many basic tools. We have like a line tool you can use. We have a circle tool, a rectangle tool. So some of the things we added is new. Earlier you could not add color to it. Now you can change the color, so you can make it more colorful if you want to, right? You can fill
I think, okay, can I ask? Okay, when the students is doing their PTF classwork or homework, okay, the next round, we as the teachers, we need to mark their worksheet. How am I going to mark the students' worksheet when they're done?
Yeah, so there are two ways. One is this, the simplest way is to do this, open class boards. So if you have multiple teachers, so first of all, once they're done with the work, right, you can lock the boards. You can say, okay, I'm going to lock the boards. So the student doesn't have ability to change anything post that, right? They have locked the board. And you as a teacher can open.
Can you show it again? Where do I press and lock the board again? Sorry.
Yeah, you can press this icon and say lock class. Right now it's become unlocked, but you can say here and say lock class. Right, and that
okay, lock class is means like the whole students done already in our classroom. We just lock it.
That's right. You can also do it with a timer. So if you're doing a test, right, you can use the timer. You can say, hey, this timer is 5 minutes long, and after the 5 minutes expires, it will automatically lock everybody's boards. Right, so you give them a time to start work, and when the time finishes, it just locks everybody's work. You can also have a different kind of timer. If you're teaching asynchronously and you want to give them 10 minutes for an activity, you can use that to say, when the student joins, from the moment they join till 10 minutes after that, they have 10 minutes to do this work, and then the board will lock on its own. Right, you can do different things with the timer.
Okay, after we lock the board already, then how the teachers is going in to mark their work?
So all of the work that, so I can give this a name, right? So let's give this board a name, right? All the work that you are doing, the teacher is doing, the student is doing, is automatically getting saved in the cloud, right? So you can go to this manage boards. You can look for this board, right? And you can go in here, you can look at your board. You can also look at the student boards directly from here. Right, you can join the students board and say, yeah, okay, now I'm on the students board. See, this is on the students board, and you can mark their work and say, yeah, you did well, you need to do better on this area, and so forth. Right, you can do all of that. Right, does that answer your question?
Yeah, yes. After we mark, can we send back to the students individually?
Yes, the students can just click the link again at any time, and it will take them back to their board. So exactly to their board, right? So if I close this browser window, for example, right, if I come back with on the new browser window, if you lock the board, they cannot write on it, but they will still go back to exactly what they were doing. They go back automatically to their board, which they were working on.
Okay, when lock the board, it means like if my class have a 20 students example, so I lock the boards for 20 students, I lock the class for 20 students, so then I mark individual students. Am I correct?
That's right. You mark individual students, or you can put an answer key here if it makes it easier. You can just put an answer key, right? Some teachers, they have multiple pages. You can insert a different page in the middle which has the answers on it. You can hide it while you're teaching, and unhide it after you're done with the lessons. There are various different ways to do what you want to do. It depends on what exactly you want to do. And you can also open this open class boards, and you can quickly go through all the students in your class really quickly, right? And see the work on page 1, on page 2 from here as well. Okay.
Okay, so far so good.
Okay, I'll show you like 100 other tools that we have built so far. So there is, we have post-it notes in different colors. So you can use the post-it notes if you want to for different purposes, right? You can write on it, you can type on it. We have a rich text editor. If you want kids to write longer paragraphs, you can use this to write stories, essays, anything else that you want, right? You can use the rich text editor. We have an infinite cloner. So any of these objects you can clone multiple times using the infinite cloner. We have a dice built in. You can embed YouTube videos. So if you have a YouTube video you want the kids to watch as part of the lesson, you can just put a link to the YouTube video, and you can say start at what time and end at what time, right? And You can say start this lesson at time 50 seconds and end it at 120 seconds, and then that's it, right? The videos gets embedded there. There are no ads. It takes out the ads also, right? So you can watch, the kids can watch it right there, right? We have a compass built in, so if you want to do any constructions, any circles, you can use that, right? We have a math editor. This math editor is super powerful. You can write really complex equations, right? So you can write equations with it if you want to, right? Whatever else. So there's a help in the help.
Where did you get the square? Where did you get the square from?
Here, so you can see there's a math input guide in the help, right? So here it shows you how do you type different things. You can do quadratic equations, you can do polynomials, you can do fractions, you can do summation, you can do integrals, all of the stuff, trigonometry, right? So it's endless. You can look at that, right? So it's very easy. It's actually, if to do the square, just use the caret, the number thing about six, right? And you can use that to type, right? So you can do a lot of stuff with this math editor, right? You can keep typing complex math equations. What else? So on the tools, we also have other objects, which I will show you.
I think, okay, because for us, we need to try the very basic thing first, because because the teachers here, they're still very new. So because normally their more focus is on the worksheet, how they mark the work. Okay, just now, do you remember I shared the worksheet with you?
Yes.
Because I'm having a problem, how my student is going to color the worksheet. Can you share it here and teach me how my student is going to color the part 2?
Yes, I can do that. Yeah, so okay, you don't want to see all the fancy features we have done, right? So we have calculators, graphical calculators, all of
Calculator is a very bad thing for the kids. No. And maybe you can teach my teachers using the Bango games. That one.
Okay, so all right, so let me load your PDF. Okay, so I start a new board, right? I go to upload PDF. I thought you just sent it to me.
I sent inside the.
Yeah.
Yes, this one.
Right. So yeah. So
yeah, the number two color. I'm having a problem with this worksheet. If I want my students to color.
Right. So what I do is that I copy this link. Right. I'm going to open it in a different window so I can log in as a pretend student. Right. So the teacher perspective and the student perspective are always different, right? So now on the student board here, right? We can say, so yeah, I want to color the strawberries, let's say, right? So I just pick the pen, right? And then you can just color like that. Right? Is this what you want them to do?
Yes.
I'm terrible at it.
Because I'm having problem with the coloring. That's why I asked for help.
Right, so there you can see 4 strawberries. Now you want to color the grape a different color, you can do that too.
And Naida, at least we can ask the students to color like this.
Yeah. See.
So this is super easy basically for, I think, to get kids familiar with the whiteboard too. So you can also set, like for example, you set very easy tools for the kids so they can get familiar with the whiteboard before they start using it. Right. So you can, in the settings, you can say, hey, set very simple tools for the kids. So only 4 tools they will see. Right. So they don't see a lot of tools on their side.
Yeah, I think primary one, we need to set like this, the easiest tools for them. Yes.
Right. So then, yeah. So they can just do this. Right? And then you can watch them, of course, right? In the grid view, you can watch as the kids are doing their work as well. Right. Yeah, so there are hundreds of other features. Like I'm saying, there's ways for the kids to add pictures from their webcam or record their voice from the webcam, right? So they can just take a picture of real work, for example, of the real work that they're doing easily, right, and save it on their board. Right, so it'll show up here, and you can watch it in the thing. You can actually do corrections on it as well, right? This also teachers like quite a bit, because if they're doing paper and pencil work, it makes it easy for the kids to upload and you to watch that as well.
Elam, this one we can do as a hybrid.
Right? You can also record your
Yes,
voice.
we can do that. But teachers need to do it. Hybrid means a teacher need to do it in a classroom on the whiteboard. I discuss it later.
Okay. Okay, means by the students is using their camera, right? Just now, okay, can you show me the student screen again? Sorry.
Yeah, here. So
okay, the students are on their camera.
Right, so they just click this and say add camera, and then they just take the book and put it in front of the camera and save it. That's it.
Oh, this one is a tick photo, means by they will stick, is it right away we can see their classwork or homework?
That's right.
Okay.
Right. So you can right away see what they're doing, right, on their board, and you can give them stickers, you can correct it, all of that stuff too. Right?
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks. Okay, here we have ICT teachers and English teachers. If you have any question, you can ask him. If normally what are you using for last year, you need him for help, he will help us out. Okay, what you really need for your lessons.
You have so we have like letters of the alphabet, like we have all the alphabet letters, we have numbers, we have lowercase letters, right? You can use those to make shapes, words, all of that stuff. Are you primary kids or you have older kids?
We are all primary, grade 1 to grade 6.
Right, so some teachers use it like this, right? So like they will make, okay, you make a letter, I'll give you C, I'll give you a vowel, I'll give you some things, right? Some other letters, and then you just put them on the screen, and you can just say these objects student can clone this object. Where is it? When you select, you can say student can clone this object, student can clone this object, student can clone, right? So now when the kid goes to page number 3, right, all they need to do is just drag and drop. So they just use, oh, I can make words out of this, right? So C-A-T, right? So I can just drag and drop the letters and keep making words out of it as I see fit, right? So teachers use it like this. There's a bunch of community boards that teachers have created and shared online as well. So there's works that from different parts of the world. You can see this is an alphabet board from 4th grade, right? And there's a math board, there are ELA boards. A lot of work other teachers have shared online. So you can look at how other teachers, there's a spelling test, right? So a lot of work people have shared online as well. And let me show you some more things here. We have alphabets, we have manipulatives. If you want to teach maths, like 10 blocks, 1 blocks. I don't know if you guys use this in Malaysia or not.
Yes, we are using it.
We have protractors, we have rulers, we have shapes, we have 10 frames, we have number bonds, right? We have number lines, right? We have fraction tiles to teach fractions. We have these fraction circles that we recently added. Right? You have touch point numbers, we have 100 charts. So many different things. There's 3D shapes, right? We recently added these as well. So if you want to do 3D shapes.
I think by this week, I will send you Malaysia currency to you. I just look without Malaysia currency.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, we have US currency, right? We have UK, AU, EU, Canadian chemistry. We have different languages, French, Russian, Tamil. We just added Tamil recently. We have animals, right? So we have different types of animals that you can use. And all of these things that you are putting on the screen, we can animate too. So kids love it, right? So you can animate them, you can move them around on the screen if you want to catch their attention, right? You can do funky stuff with the stickers or whatever else you want. We put, we have for games, we put recently some like widgets as well. So there's like a spinner that you can use, which is programmable. So you can change the what the values are, and the kids can play it, and teachers can play it. You can do group boards. I think those are a little bit more advanced things that you can think about a little bit later, but you can do all of those things.
Hi, sorry. Can you show me again how a student would write like a short story using this? Maybe.
Yeah, sure. So,
Thank you.
What you can do is that you can use this grid, which is, there are two ways. One is you can use the rich text editor, or this is my favorite. So you can actually put like a grid here. So let me do it on a different page. That's too much.
I think she want to know how she can find the grip line.
Right. So what you can do is you can go here and say, you can just do college line grid, for example, right? And then you can start typing. Oops, too big font. So maybe like a 5 or a 6 font works best with it. I went to the store today to buy milk. Right, so you can keep writing like that on the screen, or you can use the rich text editor as well, right? You can use the rich text editor, which will put a more of a more formatting you can do with it, right? And you can write stories with it as well.
Okay, thank you.
And
how about the maths grip, the square boxes?
Yeah, so you can do this one too. So this is really cool. So if you want to teach kids division, for example, right? There are division symbols here too. You can use those. So if you want to say, I want to do 27 divided by 5, right? And the kids can just go to that page. This is like Excel. This kid is not on this page. Right. So invite the kid. So the kid goes there. So go to page number 4. Yeah, so here, so the student will get the same thing that you have, right? And they can start typing the 5 times 5 is 25, and then remainder is 2, right? Yeah, so this is like Excel. You can just move around, type anywhere, right in the grid. It's easier for the little kids to handle. We also have music sheets here. I don't know if any of you are music teachers, but you can teach music. We have music symbols in our thing as well, so you can actually teach music to kids, and they can write.
Yeah, we have a music teachers too, Jamie.
So you can use that to teach music too. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. You can share your boards with other teachers in your school. You can share it to the community. You can play bingo as well. You can do time machine. This is also cool, where you can actually see as the students are progressing through their work over time. You can look at that. Where were they struggling, and what were they struggling with, and so forth. And then you can add objects into this on your own too. So if you have some, I don't know if you guys like teachers in the US like bit emojis a lot, right? So if you have a bit
Me
emoji,
too. I love it so much. So cute.
Okay, so if you have bit emojis, you can put your bit emojis in your library right here, right? Not that.
Teachers, if you save the file, if you cannot find, right, you can let him know. He will help you to look for your file. Whatever file we save, he have a 1 copy one.
I don't, but I can, everything that you do online gets saved automatically. So you will never lose your work per se, unless you explicitly delete it. Right? If you delete it, then it goes away. But if you copy, so you can put your bit emoji here, right? And say, I want to resize it. Use the move and resize. This is a better way to resize things. If I make it smaller, and then I can
How you get your emoji? How you get your Bimoji?
here
You
from,
go to, oh, okay. Yes. I have
right?
that too. Yes.
Okay, so, and then you can say add to palette. So once you have it, you can say add to palette, right? And then it will give me what group with bit emoji, and then it will show up in my objects here, right? And then I can just use that for all of my lessons right from my objects here. And then if you want to put it on a kid's board, you can do it. You can do any of that stuff directly. And one more cool thing, I don't know if you have kids who speak different languages than you can actually have the chat being translated live into a different language. So you can create the chat where the chat is special. So when the teacher chats on whiteboard.chat, it goes to all the students. But when the student chats, it only goes back to the teacher, right? So students cannot talk to each other. But the students have the ability, or even the teacher has the ability to pick the language that they want. So if they don't speak English, or if you want to help them in a different language, I don't know which language, I speak Chinese, right? So you can pick a different language, and while the teacher is chatting, you can see it translating live, right? So to the student and to their language, and when the student chats back, it'll translate back as well. You can do group games as well. So you can create groups where the kids, you can put the spinner, for example, create a group game. If you look at our whiteboard.chat Facebook group, a lot of teachers have created really fancy group games on it so that they can play syllables or math or different things with the spinner and boards that they have created.
I believe some of the teachers, I don't know about English. Do you play bingo games in the classroom? Jimmy, do you play bingo in the classroom?
So far, no. We haven't played bingo yet.
During face-to-face also no?
No.
Okay, but I did play before with my students inside here. It's quite fun, very, very fun.
Okay. That'll be very interesting.
Yeah, I will show you. It's very easy. So if you have a bingo, so there's a, not this animal. Let me create a new board. So first of all,
I think, do you have mine? I think I have mine before, but it's inside the board.
I cannot. If you can you open it?
Okay, let me open. No, you just find yourself because I haven't opened my whiteboard yet. Let me see my whiteboard. Because you are giving us training, so I never open my whiteboard.
I don't know what happened. This one, my Chrome is stuck.
Don't worry. Let me open mine and see is my board still.
Okay, so I'll open this. So for you guys, I think it's better to go to asia.whiteboard.chat. It's in Singapore, so it'll be much faster, right, for you to access. And then I can upload a sample bingo. So this bingo is like feelings bingo. It's a PDF that has multiple pages, and each page is a different bingo object, right? Bingo tile. All you have to do to use it is go to manage books and say upload bingo, right? And then point it to the bingo here. And now for each person, each student or each teacher, they get a different tile from that whole set in random. So I can paste this on to the Zoom chat. Right. So if you look at the Zoom chat, I've pasted a link and you can click the link and you can join as a student. Right. And when you join as a student, what happens is that I can cheat because I know who's playing what, right? Who's winning, who's not winning, who's doing well, right? And you can call out the numbers accordingly, saying, "Hey, this kid is lagging behind. Maybe I should help that kid or not help that kid," right? So it's very easy for you to watch how the kids are progressing in the grid view. Did you find yours, Vivian?
I'm still finding. You can go through with them the other things first. I'm sorry. My
Yeah.
board, I never save inside my board. It's all gone. You can go through other things with them first. Let me look for other.
Okay. Yeah. So I think, yeah. So I can see how all you guys are playing. You can just use a mouse to start drawing or typing or whatever else you want to do on it. Right? Does that all make sense so far? Good. There are more and more.
Teachers, you can ask him what you want for your lesson. Maybe the tools is there, but you don't know. Like for English,
I think it's quite okay. There's lots to explore. So I think maybe we also need some time to
Yes.
look at it on our own.
Yes.
But the
Yes.
main gist is there, the uploading of the PDF files, how to mark, how to write stories. I think at least the basics is there already.
Yeah, I think you should start slow. I've noticed most teachers, they have like a very basic lesson. They give to students 2 minutes to draw a line, to type out their name, to color a certain object, right? So that the kids become familiar with the board as well. And then they increase the difficulty of the things that they want to do with it.
Yeah.
I think maybe this is the basic thing. If the teachers need more trainings, then I need to make appointments with you again, because the school is going to open on next Wednesday. So I think the teachers need to try the hands-on, because normally we will start with the basic, like what I told you. Because it's a new bunch of new students again. So they never try this. Just my students try before only. So yeah, I think the most important thing, how they put their PDF file inside. Maybe you can show them how to upload the files. That is the icon, the tools there. Then you can put your PDF file. Then you can share the boards with the students. Why I like these whiteboards is because I can see my students doing their work. That is the thing. I can check one by one.
Right. You can watch as students are doing work live, right? Which is very useful. And then you can join them on their board as well and help them if they need help, right? On a one-on-one basis. That helps too. And you can chat with them one-on-one too if you want in here too. I think just stick to the basics, play around with it. I'll be more than happy to do another session with you if you guys want. If you have more questions or if you want more information. And we'll also post this video so that you can watch it again if you want to review something that we talked about today.
So thank you very much. I think my teachers is very happy, and at least they learn some things, right?
You've been a great help. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is a very, very interesting platform.
Thank you. I think, yeah, so it's made by teachers. Like I said, Vivian has been a very big part of what we are creating. So you guys, if you have more input, how we can keep improving, let us know too. We'll be more than happy to help.
But if last time I remember you say if our school want to use this as a platform also can, right?
Of course, yeah. So many schools around the world use it now, right? Like the whole school uses it, or the district uses it. So yeah, lots they can use it too. It's a free service. We're not charging any for anybody.
In the future also you're not charging?
No, we're not. This is not our main product, right? This is just for helping out.
I can tell you, every week he's adding something on.
Wow.
Okay, every week he's adding something on. That's why you need to be very fast to learn. I'm not that fast paced. I cannot. Sometimes 1 week, 2 things up. Every week he's for sure putting something new.
But you don't have to use them, right? You can just stick to the basic stuff. You don't have to use the other thing that we are adding. We don't change the basics. So yeah, a lot of teachers, like, they give us so many ideas that it's amazing. It's evolving on its own. We just listen to what teachers tell us to do.
Okay, but have you checked the ones that I mentioned to you? Can be like during the exam exactly like how we can look at the teachers made like auto marking? I want auto marking.
I know, that's super hard.
Okay.
We will look at the teacher made thing, right? I looked at it a little bit, but yeah, that's too hard to do with one person. So
I can help you if you need help. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks, teachers.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Anything, we will meet tomorrow if you have any questions. Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
How is your country right now? Is it everything okay?
Yeah. We're no, actually, in California it's pretty bad. So we are.
Yeah, that's why I just okay. So you better take care. Anything, I will message it to you. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll post this recording and send you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I will share with the teachers.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Nice meeting you.